Hello and welcome to Keep Calm and Craft On. I'm Stephanie, and in this Glowforge tutorial, I'm going to show you step by step how to engrave a wallet using your Glowforge. If you're a beginner, this video is perfect for you because I'll be sharing with you everything you need to know from how to get to the Glowforge interface just to get started, how to set up your materials, how to upload your artwork, and how to create custom engraved settings. I'll explain all of that as I show you exactly how I engraved on these leatherette wallets I made for my two sons for Valentine's Day this year. And if you're still thinking about buying a Glowforge and just haven't purchased one yet, in case this video gets you itching to have one of your own, you can use my referral code that I will link in the description box below to save up to $500 off your purchase of a Glowforge. Okay, so let's get started. These wallets came from JDS Industries, which I've mentioned in many videos before because they're my favorite supplier of laserable items. All of the items that I've gotten from them are great quality. These are leatherette wallets, so they're not real leather, but they're really high quality. You can engrave on any of the flat sections of this wallet, but the one problem is that because of the flaps, they don't want to lay completely flat to put in the laser. So to solve that problem, I took a giant rubber band and I just wrapped it around a couple times, and that got the flap to stay closed so that I could put it in Glowforge. Now, these wallets are too tall to sit on the crumb tray and be engraved, so you have to remove the crumb tray from Glowforge. But you still need to add a little bit of height because putting the wallet just on the naked bed of the Glowforge, I guess you could say, it would be too low. So I just stacked some random pieces of scrap wood that I had, and this is where you just kind of have to play around with it. There's no exact science to this, but I do have this nifty little tool that I believe I found on the Glowforge forum. I will find the link and I'll link it in the description box below. You can make this on your Glowforge and it helps you find the right height of items without having to measure. The ideal height is anywhere within where this check mark is. So just play around with your material until you get it where that check mark is. And you want to do this with your machine off. Now, to double check that you have your material at the right height, this is where it's really important to have your machine off. You never want to move this arm with your machine on, but you're going to take this arm here and you see that little piece that's hanging down in the back. I don't know what the technical term is for it, but you want to make sure that that is going to clear your material when the arm and the laser moves over it. So now I'm closing the door of the Glowforge and I'm laying down some scrap pieces. They're straight edge pieces. I lay them down, lining them up on the edge of the door of the Glowforge, and that way I can lay my wallet down against one of those and be sure that my engrave is straight. So in previous tutorials, I've actually skipped this step and skipped right to already having my designs in the Glowforge software. But I decided that today I would go backwards a few steps, and just in case I have some newbies out there that are joining us and don't know how to get their designs into the software, this will walk you step by step. So first, to get to the Glowforge interface, you need to go to app.glowforge.com. Believe it or not, that took me a while to figure out where I even needed to go when I first started. And you will sign into your account that you created when you got your Glowforge, and it will bring you to this page here. Here you'll see previous projects that you recently worked on. I believe it's from the last 30 days. And then down here, you'll see other Glowforge projects from the Glowforge shop. So from here, you can get your art, you can upload your artwork in a couple different ways. You can go here to new design, and when you click on that, it's going to take you to showing you the bed of your Glowforge, and you can use this plus button right here to upload your artwork. And you just go to upload, and it brings you to your files on your computer. Select it or double click. You select it and click open or double click it, and it brings it right here into this interface right here. And so there's that design right there. And then when you're here, if you have multiple things, like I'm working on 2 different designs, so I can just keep uploading more designs into this project here. You'll know that your artwork was uploaded correctly when you see the images over here of your artwork. So that's one way from the dashboard. I'm going to go back to the dashboard and show you the other way. The other way is you just go straight to the upload button, and again it takes you to the files on your computer, double click, and then it is going to open it right and bring you to the same spot that you were. So it's just really two different ways to do the exact same thing. Doesn't matter which one that you do. And then again from here, if I wanted to go ahead and add that other piece of artwork that I'm going to be using, I would just do the same thing and click add and upload any other designs that I wanted. So again, now I have these two designs over here and I'm ready to start getting ready to engrave. So here you can see what is actually inside the bed of your Glowforge at the time. It's a really close-up picture that bothers me, so I like to zoom out a little bit just so I have a little bit better of a bird's eye view. So you can just use these minus and plus buttons over here to zoom in or zoom out to your liking. Now you'll see my artwork over here is, now I'm gonna zoom back in. My artwork over here is just like red dotted lines. That's because I have not told Glowforge yet what in the world to do with these designs. So I need to come over here and it says, you see it says enter settings. So it has no cut settings or engrave settings. It doesn't know what I want it to do. And up here, unknown, this means that it's unknown material. If you click on unknown, it's going to bring you with a list of proof grade materials. Well, obviously I'm not using proof grade materials because I'm engraving on a wallet. So I'm not going to be using that button. Instead, I'm going to go to my artwork and I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to tell Glowforge that I want to engrave. And here you can see some custom settings that I've used in the past. Well, I have this set, so it's like I've never done the wallets before, so it's not listed here because I wanted to walk you through those steps. So I'm going to click here on manual, and then it's going to bring me to all of the settings that I can manually set to tell Glowforge what to do. So I have worked with this leatherette material before, so I do happen to know the settings that I want to use. So I'm going to start with speed 1000 and power. I'm going to click here, and I find it easier to just type in what I want. So I'm typing in 30. You can also use this little slider bar to change it, but sometimes it's harder to get to the exact number. So I just type it in. All right, 30 power. And lines per inch, I'm going to go with 270. I've been using 270 for a while and it's giving me results that I like, so I am keeping it at that. The higher up you go in lines per inch, the longer the engraves take. And like I said, I'm happy with the results I'm getting at 270, so I'm going to leave it there to give me a little bit quicker engraves. So I have the settings like I want them. Now I'm going to come up here to this plus sign. It says save as, click that, and I'm going to give my setting a name. So these are leatherette wallets, and then click save. And now in the future, when I come to engrave another wallet, here in my custom engrave settings, I have leatherette wallets, and I just click that. And I can double check my settings if I want, but you see over here, it puts the 1000 speed and 30 power. And so that is what it is going to do with this design here. And you see how it changed the color of that design from the red dotted lines to this bluish purple color, which shows it's going to be engraving. Now, I haven't changed the settings yet to this other design, so it's still showing the red dashed lines. But if I click here, and now all I'll have to do is just click leatherette wallets, and it has changed it for me, and now it's ready to engrave that also. All right, let me zoom out. I'm going to move one of these designs over. Let's see, I'm going to do this one first. Because if I left that design right here, then it's going to actually engrave here on this MDF board that I have in here, and I don't want that. So make sure you only have the design that you're working with in your workspace. Okay, so now I'm almost ready to start engraving. I just need to move the artwork onto my wallet. Now, I'm going to show you something here. I'm going to move this, the design here, and here you can resize it. I originally thought I was just going to do this design in the corner, and then my husband suggested that I do a larger engrave on the back side of the wallet. So I'm making it a little bit larger and engraving on the back side of the wallet. Now, I'm positioning this right now to show you something. I've positioned it, and right now it looks centered and like it's where I want to engrave it. But I forgot a very important step, and I do this often, accidentally forget this step, and then end up having to replace my design. So I want to show you what happens. So the image looks like it's perfectly centered, but what I forgot to do was set the focus on my material. So I'm going up here to these 3 dots, click on those 3 dots and click set focus. And then you see I get this box around my cursor. I need to take this box and just click on the center of my object, and that is going to get Glowforge to autofocus on my material. And what it's doing is getting the laser at just the right height so that it engraves at the correct depth and everything for my object. Now you can see over here it says focusing. And in just a minute, watch what's going to happen to the way the bed of the Glowforge looks. There, it just said ready. Did you see how that zoomed out a little bit? And what's happening is as the Glowforge finds just the right height for the laser, sometimes it moves it closer or further away, and then you have to reposition your image. Now, in this case, it didn't really do a whole lot. This is where I tend to zoom in. It didn't seem to move it too much, but it looks like it's over a little too far to the left. So I'm going to move it over just a tad, and I think that looks about right. So I tend to just eyeball. You can be a little more specific if you want, but I like to eyeball. So my design is exactly where I need it to be, where I want to engrave. So now I am ready to come over here and click print. And Glowforge is going to let me know how long this engrave is going to take. So it's going to take 6 minutes and 46 seconds to engrave. And now all I have to do is go over to my Glowforge and push that magic glowing button, and it's going to start engraving. Look how beautiful these turned out. I absolutely love them. But I know I say that about every project that comes out of Glowforge because I really have not been disappointed. So are you itching to get a Glowforge if you don't already have one? Don't forget to use my referral code that I'll link in the description box below, and you can save up to $500 on a new Glowforge. Let me know in the comments below what you think, and if you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. It helps me out. Okay, go. A mom wallet? Okay.
Blow your candles. What? Then you pick it up. Oh, you didn't get a mom wallet, would you?